Hey guys, today I'm just going to make all of the best attachments for every gun in the Modern Warfare. I'm going to put timestamps in the description so you know which gun to look at, so drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. So the first gun that I have on my list is the M4 A1. This gun has been in the game ever since the beginning, and I just haven't stopped using this. It is still a monster. You can kill someone in so fast, but these are the attachments that I would choose for it. The underbarrel is kind of debatable. Most people choose the Commando foregrip on almost every gun, but why I choose the operator is because it helps with your recoil control. The Commando helps with your recoil stabilization. That is completely different than recoil control, and plus if you down your recoil, you also up your accuracy. So that's why I choose the operator. So we have the Odin. Now this gun packs a punch. It is very strong, it's just people do not use this for only one reason, and that is the recoil. The recoil is absolutely garbage. And it just shoots your gun up so high and you can't even hit your shots. But these are the attachments that I would recommend on the Odin. Most people don't like to have an optic just because, but I choose the VOK because it is still a really good gun. But that's the Odin class that I would highly recommend if you do like the Odin. Now, this gun has been a fan favorite of, again, everyone in the Warzone universe, and that is the Growl. These attachments are, in my opinion, again, the best out of everything. You could try to, like, change it up and try to make it better. You could try to throw on the VOK if you are willing to do that, but the iron sights are just way too clean, in my opinion, and that's why I like these attachments on it. And the headshot multiplier is really good. The time to kill on the body isn't that great, but if you can hit your headshots, this thing is a beam. Next we have one of my pride and joys. I love to use this gun in solos, and this gun kills someone in like 3 bullets. Like, not even joking. The headshot multiplier is out the wazoo. The RAM is just my favorite weapon, and again I choose the operator foregrip. Most people on the RAM choose the Commando, but again I choose the operator just to help with the recoil, and then that means that the accuracy goes up just a little bit more, and that accuracy will be all the way to max. So the operator foregrip on the RAM, in my opinion, is amazing. We have a fan favorite of literally everyone who plays Warzone, and that is the Kilo. The Kilo can kill someone in the matter of seconds, and this is the standard attachments that people do choose on it. I will be honest, it is a good gun, yes. I don't really use it. I like to use something that's like fast, and this gun is fast. It's just, as you can see down there, the mobility is terrible. You are running like a slug trying to carry this thing, and that's why I just don't use it. And I am using every attachment that everyone uses on it, and like, no joke, this gun is slow AF. And then last, but certainly not least, is, of course, the M13. This gun is a laser beam, and I am not over-exaggerating at all. This thing is incredible. I stopped using it just because of the mobility. You move again, just like the Kilo. You move like a slug trying to use this thing. So, on a rate, I would probably give it about an 8, just because of the headshot damage is just spectacular. You can kill someone extremely fast. These are the best attachments that I think would be good. I could choose the operator, but I have found out that the Ranger is just a little bit better, because it helps with your aiming stability. But these are the attachments that I would highly recommend for the M13. Now moving on to the SMG category, we have the MP5. Now I will say that Activision did nerf the MP5 by a lot, but it's still a very powerful weapon, especially during hipfire. These are the best attachments that I would recommend using. Now, they nerfed the collapsible stock, so you can't use that anymore. That's why I changed to the rubberized, so it helps with your recoil, and of course the 5 milliwatts, so you can easily get those hipfire kills. Now next we have the P90. This gun people underestimate by a lot. You can kill someone in the matter of seconds, and the rate of fire is through the roof. It is fast. And these are the best attachments that I think would be suitable for the P90. Now, the First Attack Retribution is also an incredible build. It's just the FSS Pro build I really like, even though this one does help with your recoil. Your movement speed is down by a lot, so I choose the FSS Pro build just to help with more mobility. And then for the underbuild, you should have the stippled grip tape to help with your recoil, but do not put on a rear grip. I have found out that if you put on both of them, it only works once. So your gun is not hit scan. It's still really good. Your recoil is still very low, but it's just not extremely well if you put on both stippled and rubberized. And then why I choose FMJ is because it makes your TTK on this gun a whole lot quicker. Next we have the MP5. This gun is very debatable. It is good and it isn't at the same time. You can also change up the attachments for it. Keep both of these, the monolithic and the FSS Recon build, because all of the rest really aren't that great. So Merc for grip, of course, 60 round mag, but you could put on no stock and then take off that, and then that is also a great run. Your mobility is great, your fire rate is amazing, your accuracy and damage are the same, they are like really not good, and your control goes down by a decent bit, but if you put on these, your accuracy goes up by a decent amount, and then your range goes up by a decent amount as well. So the MP7 is I would say that it's an okay SMG, but I will also say that it is not amazing. Next we have an SMG that I have been using a whole lot lately, and that is the Fennec, aka the Vector. This gun shoots faster than any other SMG in the game, and that includes all of the Cold War weapons as well. These are the best attachments that I would choose for the Fennec. I might choose this one just because it helps with your sound suppression a little bit more, but this one helps with your recoil by a lot. Now I will say that this gun is a whole lot better with a sight on, because the iron sights really aren't that good. The range is okay, but it really isn't that great. And why most people probably won't use this is because of the mobility. You move, again, like a slug, trying to move like uphill or trying to zigzag when you're being shot at. But, again, the time to kill on this thing is through the roof. It is spectacular, and if you hit those headshots, you are in for a great, great game. Now, next we have the Bison. Now, I will be honest with you guys, I never use the Bison, and it's still a very powerful weapon. I should actually try it out, but these are the best attachments that I would recommend on it, just because I would recommend the first one because it helps with your range, velocity, and your recoil control. All of the rest are not that great, especially the last one. You could try to do the second one, but I would recommend the first one just because it helps with your recoil. So again, this gun is okay, it's just I never use it. Next we have the Uzi. Now I actually think that they did a little shadow buff to this thing, because you can kill someone in, again, the matter of seconds using this bad boy. It is extremely powerful, and it's just, I find one gun that I have fallen in love with, and I use it constantly, and I never look back, and this gun is okay. If you put on the 5 milliwatt laser, the hip fire is definitely smaller than the MP5, and the MP5 is extremely small, but this one is even smaller. So, I choose the FSS Carbine Barrel Pro just to help with your range, velocity, and your recoil control, and of course the monolithic and all of the others. Now, most people try to grind for the 32 round just because it helps with your damage and your range, but it downs your recoil. That's why I think it's actually a waste of time to grind for that, just because your recoil goes down by a lot, and you already heard me say if your recoil goes down, that means that your accuracy also goes down. So I would give this thing probably about a 7.5 or maybe even a 6, but the time to kill with this thing is still spectacular. Onto the shotgun category now, we have the Doof Doof, aka the R9 shotgun. This gun is, or actually was, the best gun in the game until they nerfed it. Many people ran this class, and that's why I copied it. So the Dragon's Breath is definitely okay, but your damage range goes down. That's why people were literally in your face. So I would kind of go towards the slug rounds. I mean, you could keep the Dragon's Breath, just you would have to be in their face. And of course, since this gun is basically only hip fire, you need the 5 milliwatt laser. Moving on to the model, this shotgun is actually really good. It is a 2-shot if you can hit your shots. Now, I don't have a munitions because you literally have to do stupid challenges for them, and I really don't want to, like, do that. So I don't really have munitions. I just choose normal shotgun pellets. But these are the best attachments that I would think, and that I know of, because again, this gun is a literal 2-tap if you can hit your shots. So very, very good shotgun, but again, I never use it. Now, I know what you guys are thinking right now. You are thinking, why are you using that thing? Well, I will tell you why. A few weeks back, they did a private buff to slug rounds. And, if you ran slug rounds, you could kill someone that's like 50 meters away with a shotgun. They like over-buffed it. And that's why I choose this, these attachments just because of that. I choose sawed-off everything. Sawed-off stock, sawed-off barrel, slug rounds, of course. The very first one for the guard and sleight of hand, just in case if you miss both shots, you can reload extremely fast, and then you could get 2 more shots right back in the face. So again, I don't use any shotguns except a few, but this gun I should start using. Next we have a huge fan favorite, the Origin 12 shotgun. This thing is fully automatic, and you can kill someone in the matter of seconds with this thing. The fire rate is amazing, even though it doesn't really say that down there. But just because if you hit your headshots, it is extremely powerful. And this was a gun that I used to play with a lot, and I mean a lot. If I didn't run this class, then my teammates thought that I was out of my mind, because they knew that I was in love with this shotgun. But once they nerfed it, I kind of moved back to SMGs, and then I never looked back at shotguns ever again. Now moving on to the LMG class, we have the Fin, and the Fin is terrible. I only used this when it just came out, and I think it was like season 5 or 6, but this gun is like awful ever since they nerfed it. So I really want to recommend this. You could turn on the chainsaw, and then of course you would have to turn off a optic, but and then make this whole entire thing hip fire. So that means that you would have to put on a laser, but if you do that, it is a very good gun, yes, but if you use it as a normal LMG, it does not compare to like the PKM or anything else. Now next we have the Bruin. Now the Bruin got a nerf a little while back, and they upped the recoil with the 60 round mag. That's why people have been moving towards the 200 round mag, but I think that they're extremely crazy. It still has terrible recoil, and it is almost impossible to control, because once you hold down the shoot button, your gun goes everywhere. You cannot control it at all unless you are mounted on something. So I've stopped using the Bruin mainly because it has changed a lot. Now next we have the PKM. I could rant on and on about how good this gun is. It is a complete beam across the map. Like, the fire rate is spectacular, and yes, the reload time is terrible, and yes, the mobility is bad, but the time to kill on this thing is amazing. That's why this is the only gun that I have gold on, because I knew that once my hands were on a PKM, I would never look back. we are moving on to my favorite category of weapons, the sniper rifles. And of course the first one that we would have to give all the glory to is the Kar 98. This thing is just amazing. The accuracy is huge, the damage is huge, and the range is huge, with or without the variable zoom scope. These are the best attachments that I would extremely recommend to anyone, and just this gun is extremely fun to use, and this might be the only sniper that I will ever use, besides maybe the SPR, or like, just, this gun is good. Speaking of the SPR, we have the SPR. These are the best attachments that I would recommend anyone using. It's very short and sweet. And this gun is a bolt action, and it kind of has the same statistics of the Kar 98, and I sometimes use this, but I sometimes don't. And of course, all the glory goes to the Kar 98, but this gun is still extremely fun to use. Now next we have the AX50. I will say that once I ranked up the AX50 and the HDR, I am gonna be completely honest with you guys. Once I reached max level on both, I stopped using these snipers completely. And I stopped using the AX50 mainly because, one, you have to lead your shots, and two, it just hits different than any other sniper, like in a bad way. But if you guys want to try out these attachments, these are the ones that I would highly recommend on the AX50. And but again, guys, I don't use the AX50 at all. And then last, but certainly not least of this video, we have the HDR. This gun is extremely fun to use, and the range is almost max, and it also has little bullet drop, and you can hit someone like almost all the way across the map. And for the reticles, I would definitely consider using the cross thread. Definitely not the default one. Probably the cross thread or the pinpoint. Don't use any of these just because they are way too bulky. And the cross thread, I think, is just extremely clean. So these are the best attachments. You could put on this just to help with aiming stability. All of these stocks are actually really good. It's just most people use the very first one, and I agree with them 100%. So make sure that you drop a like and subscribe, and tell me in the comments, should I do the Cold War weapons, or should I just keep with the Modern Warfare? Let me know in the comments. Drop a like and subscribe, and have a great rest of your day. Peace out.